Hello and welcome to the next video of my LEC 2024 preview series where we're going to cover SK, otherwise known as SK Gaming. A team that I drank the Kool-Aid for after winter last year, and they dropped off after that, and is actually rather disappointing. I thought that it was a team that had a chance to go to Worlds, and in the end, they fell quite short of that. The last 3 years, SK went 13-23 in 2021. In 2022, they did one game better, 14-22, and then last year in the regular season, they went 14-13, going 6-3, and then the last two splits 4-5. They have made two changes to that starting five from last year. Marcoon is out; he has went to Rogue, and Marcoon is out, went to Rogue. Surtis is out; I don't know where he went. And then they added in Isma and Niski from Mad Lions. The average age of this roster, because I didn't write it down, we have Isma, we don't know his age, so 11. Divided by 4. 81 divided by 91 divided by 4. It's like 23, 22.75, I think, maybe. So, irrelevant in the top lane, left a lot to be desired. I thought he got better over the split, but at the same time, these numbers are telling me that my eyes are deceiving me, which I think is fair. So, in 52 games, 2-1 KDA, 7-6 CS per minute, 54-2 KP. Died a lot, didn't get a lot of farm, played more tankier champs. 21.3 gold share, did have over 500 damage per minute, which was 24% of the team's damage. Very active in those fights. On average, down 15 gold, 2 CS, up 95 XP, had 18 solo kills, 12 champions played. Gnar, Jax, and Sion accounting for 58% of his games. So that's a wide group, right? Gnar, Bruiser, Jax, Finesse, Bruiser. I consider him more Finesse. And then Sion, obviously a tank. Irrelevant was on the weak side. I know we have some people in the Discord that historically have been very high on Irrelevant as a weak side player. I think he dies too much. And I mean, in fights, he's dealing damage though, so he packs a punch, which is nice. And on average at 15, he's not getting gapped. Only slightly behind. Venor is the backup, 22 years old, in 86 games last year. Had a 3-3 KDA, 8-3 CS per minute, 49-1 KP. So more finesse solo dolo on an island. Involved in less than half of the team's fights. 21.4 gold share, 522 damage per minute, 21.2% of his team's damage. On average, despite being on an island, he was behind at 15 minutes, 115 gold, 3 CS, 105 XP. Still put up 40 solo kills, which is a shit ton, and 14 champions played. Isma is the starting jungler. Rookie, more dog-oriented from what people have described. I think his stats could tell that he's maybe more than that. But I think there is potential here for the backup in Rabble to force their hand. I think Isma should be given an opportunity, and frankly, a rookie should be given a whole year. But at the same time, I think Rabble and him should be equally fighting for this job. In 89 games played, 4-9 KDA, 5-2 CS per minute, 72 KP. So doesn't die a lot, more of a facilitator. 18.9 gold share, 400 damage per minute, 15.5 damage share, which is sizable, right? We go between 12 and 15 usually. At 15 minutes, he was ahead of his opponents, which I think is something to note. Despite being low in CS, he still gets ahead at 15. Up 400 gold, 3 CS, 220 XP, 11 solo kills, 12 champions played, and then the typical 3 Sejuani, Wukong, Maokai, accounting for 57% of his games last year. Now behind him is Rabble. And like I said, I think Rabble should be given an opportunity for this job as well. At 22 years old, I thought he did very well for Fnatic TQ in the past. And should have been in position to push Razork going into last year. Now, Razork played very well, so of course Rabble didn't get the job. But I thought Rabble deserved a look from an LEC team. In 42 games, 2-7 KDA, 5-9 CS per minute, 75-5 KP, a carry-oriented jungler, but still very involved. 19.3% of his team's gold, 426 damage per minute, which was 18% of damage. On average, ahead of other ERL junglers, 7 CS, 65 gold, 195 XP. 8 solo kills, 14 champions played. He's put together a few splits here in a row of great play, which is something that I would identify as, hey, this guy probably should be getting a look. But, we'll see what happens. I think that jungle role, it should be up in the air. It's only fair that it's up in the air. In the mid lane, you have Niski at 25 years old, a facilitator through and through, very good at that, one of the better Western players in doing that. Somehow gets to international events, and then somehow into face-off, is a former LEC MVP. In 95 games, 2.2 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 63.1 KP. I think that kind of sums it up, right? Goes in and dies, gets good farm. Gets below average farm and below average KP. Creates space, roams. Stuff that you really can't see in stats. 22.2 gold share, over 600 damage per minute, and 26.3% of Mad Lions damage. He did deal quite a sizable amount for the team. We also have to keep in mind that many of these games that are on here are at MSI and Worlds. On average, he was ahead of his opponents. 45 gold, 3 CS, 65 XP, had 27 solo kills, and 24 champions played, a champion Ocean. Only Caps had more. Gragas was his most played, followed by Azir and Ari, accounting for 41% of his games. Niski is a good player for this team. He's going to really help bring Exakick along. However, top side of the rip, they lack a carry on the top 3 roles, which is problematic, which is why I think Rabble should be looked at, because at least you have a carry-oriented jungler up there to offset the lack of oomph from the solos. Diplex is behind Niski. Diplex played with Cloud9 last year, and as well as Cloud9's Challenger team, so 37 games. I think 9 of them are LCS games. He did very well in Academy. That's no surprise. He's a very good player. Is he like Eminez? No, that's why Eminez got the job. He fit the team better than Diplex did, and that's not necessarily a skill diff. That was more of a pick your style of play that you want. He's more of your traditional mid. In 37 games, 7.3 KDA, 8.7 CS per minute, 63.7 KP. Doesn't die a lot, gets good farm. More of a solo dolo mid. 22.3 gold share, 627 damage per minute, and 27.7% of his team's damage. So in the mid to late game, he fights. Before that, he gets farm. He gets resources. Up 305 gold, 3 CS, 340 XP, 18 solo kills, 18 champions played. 80 carries Exakick at 20 years old. He's one of the brighter stars, I think, in the future of the LEC. I think he's very, very talented. 52 games, 3.8 KDA, 10.1 CS per minute, 67 KP, 25.6% of SK's gold last year. He was the 1v9 for them. 613 damage per minute, which was 29% of damage. However, he was behind at 15, 145 gold. Up 2 CS, behind 95 XP. So, meh at 15 minutes overall. Got the resources in the mid to late game relative to everybody else. They were like, feed Exakick all the farm, feed him all the kills, and let's see where we can go. 5 solo kills, 12 champions played. Zeri, Zaya, Aphelios accounting for 56% of his champions. They've brought in Neon to back him up at 24 years old. Neon played with Vitality for a bit last year and then played in the LFL. His numbers in the LFL weren't blowing me out of the water. And then again, you take in his Vitality numbers, which, lower everything. 42 games, 3.9 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute, 66 KP. So leaving a lot to be desired there. Neon's played in the LEC for many years on and off. 23.9% of the team's gold, 638 damage per minute, 28.2% of damage. So dealing a lot of damage, not getting a lot of gold, which is, I guess good, right? You got a guy with low resources that somehow is dealing the most damage on your team. It makes you wonder where the rest of your gold is going. Hopefully it's going into tank stats. Otherwise, if you got a person building a ton of damage with the rest of gold not dealing it, that would be problematic. Up 50 gold, 4 CS, 10 XP, 2 solo kills, 11 champions played. Support is DOS, 24 years old. 52 games, 4.1 KDA, 75.7 KP, 148 damage per minute. He has been with Exakick for a while now. They came up together. 2.72 vision score per minute, placed 8 regular wards, and then 1 control ward every, placed 8 regular wards every 5 minutes, and 1 control ward every 3 minutes. Cleared about 1 ward every 4 minutes, so you'd like that vision to be more efficient. The vision score is low. You're really not clearing a lot of the wards. Maybe he's giving the goal to exit kick. That's a thing, but the vision score isn't high. 13 champions played. Lulu, Rakan, Nautilus accounting for half of his games. Limit has been signed to be the backup, so they have 3 players on this team in SK Prime that have major region experience. At 26 years old, 48 games played with XL in the LEC last year, so these are LEC stats. 2.8 KDA, 75.7 KP, 152 damage per minute, so very similar to DOS except for the KDA. But the vision score is strong, 3.16. Did place more wards, 9 wards every 5 minutes roughly. Put down 2 control wards every 5 minutes, but cleared 1 ward every 3 minutes, so you can do the math on whether that's more efficient or not. I could argue not. I mean, you're placing more wards down and you're only clearing 1 more every few minutes. So, that is what it is. 14 champions played. Coach is Swiffer. He's been the coach the last couple of years, 28 and 35 in the regular season. And then in the playoffs, 5 and 14 last year. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.